I think the bankruptcy laws for companies and this whole process are for sure antiquated. Because if you're not in the committee and if you weren't like getting updates and there's reasons why they don't do updates all the time, you feel left out. And you're like, why is this? Why are the executives getting releases? And why is there's just a lot of things like that. And so bankruptcy law to me has not caught up with social media and the web. In the Voyager case, I would tell people, there was one guy, I would tell him to go onto the court case, go on the live thing, submit a docket. I literally tell this person. And then he used this like against me, like my conversations with him as a negative, which they weren't a negative. And his stuff and what they did probably cost the Voyager creditors another $3 to $7 million in legal fees, probably more, going back and forth on issues that didn't matter or wouldn't change. So it was really an interesting case in terms of street legal justice, where people tried to come in and make points, but they weren't points that really could change. The only way things change is if the most money we can get in the shortest amount of time. But the case went on for weeks and weeks after, legal fees. I mean, I think Kirkland Ellis, like the attorney for Voyager, I think they got like $27 million. And I think that's a small amount compared to what they'll get for like Celsius or FTX, not Kirkland, whoever they had, Sullivan. Like these lawyers make a ton of money. And what I worried about is this chef and his wife, who's a waitress at a restaurant. And they would call me and I would talk to them. At the beginning of the process, I'm like, yeah, you're going to get more money, and then just kept going down and down because FTX, then Binance, and then the government. Oh, yeah, that's the other part. And the government wouldn't let us close the case because they were saying that USDC is a security and all this stuff. There was all these things that like were just going against the creditors that should never have gone against the creditors. And because the government, so when the future bankruptcies happen, like BlockFi, for example, they already like sold their stuff to cash, so they didn't have to deal with the bankruptcy process and is crypto a security or not. That also delayed it. So it wasn't just people appealing, but it was also the government, SEC, and everyone were making all these rules. And I'm just sitting here thinking, some of these people have at their asset Voyager like are life savings. I'm not saying all. I'm saying some of these people. And if you think about it, I know some stories of someone having Bitcoin at Coinbase. They moved it to Voyager, all of it, for two reasons. One, they thought they heard from the CEO of Voyager, and they thought it was a trustworthy platform, more trustworthy than Coinbase. Coinbase was getting a lot of like the media pressure from the government. And then Voyager gave a better interest. So he moves all this stuff to Bitcoin. He bought it many years ago. It's worth a lot of money. And then 8 months later, he loses more than half of it. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, it's crazy, especially because you don't have SIPC insurance. The whole process is crazy. And I guess I appreciate the lesson learned at I guess not young age, but middle age, that just, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Hey, everybody, this is Bob Murphy. Thanks for listening to this clip from the In5 podcast. If you like what you heard and want to hear more, please consider subscribing and share this video with others. We've got new episodes dropping every Friday with more insightful discussions. Stay tuned.